Namaste, namaste. Namas go, namas go. Put the slide on, put the slide on. It's Buli G tonight. Put the slide on. Yeah, that's nice. Relax, sit down, coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot, never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, have a Gino shot.
Gino shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot!
Don't like that explosion. Makes me a bit scared. Hello, namaste, namaste to all of you. My name is Lentil Fasahi. I'm just here to fill in for Gino until he comes back. He's just went out the back for to just water some plants. Hello, Dawn Taylor. Lovely to see you as well. You're looking so well. Fabulous in the picture. Hey? I hope that's just not a Facebook picture, for the guys that are just, they post these photos on Facebook with the special filters on. I don't believe in that stuff. I believe let everything go. Hair, whatever, hairy, everywhere, that's okay for me, I actually had my hair done. I went to my hairdresser. My hairdresser, he got arrested for selling drugs. I didn't even know he cut hair. Whoa. I got some stuff from him, and the last time they took me into the police station, they actually tested my hair. It's why did they test your hair? To see if it's got drugs in it or something. I didn't take my drugs like that, No ways. Anyway, hello Jenny Wilkinson. Lovely to have you on board. Wow. Caroline Morgan, namaste, Caroline. Lovely to have you as well, also in the warmer area. I've got some fabulous stuff coming, ladies and gentlemen. We've got quite a jam-packed show tonight, and it's going to be compressed, yeah, because we don't want to waste any space, because the smaller that we can be, the more space for the animals. Okay, I just watched David Attenborough last night. Attenborough, wow. Darren's not coming on tonight, but let me tell you, I've got a little bit of what you're watching here tonight. David Attenborough, you got to watch it. His life's 93 years old now. He's probably 95 since the thing came out on Netflix. Okay, so chill, watch Netflix, watch David Attenborough's show. Unbelievable. And it just awakens you. Awaken. That's what you want. Yeah. My wife, Celery, she's not so awake sometimes. When we got married, it was a dream to get married in a castle. You'd think she'd be thankful, but by the look on her face when she was bouncing around when we got married that day with the jumping castle, it wasn't, you'd think she'd be more thankful, put it that way. Hello, Linda Cup. Nice to see you. Hello, Compressed. Are you also compressed? That's right, you compress everything. Compressing is good. It helps to release. It's compress and then release all the toxins, right? Okay, hi there, Wendy Thompson. Lovely to have you too. Hello, Facebook user, where the wild things are. Yeah, well, with in the wild. That's where the animals can run free and that. And animals, I'm a vegetarian, yeah. Not a strict vegetarian. I still eat beef and pork and chicken. Hello, Nikki Ware. Nice to see you. Lovely. Hello to you. Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, just as a little start, we're going to head into our usual song. I'm going to sing for you. And then I want you to comment. I want lots of comments so that I can sing your comments. Oh, there we go. That's nice. Woo! Here we go. Here she come now singing moaning, moaning. That's just like my wife Celery. She's always turn around, get around, moaning, moaning. She's always moaning, all the time. Yeah, she looks so good and I feel alright now. You know, there's 69 positions in the Kama Sutra. Her position on all of those positions is no. Yeah, 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 yeah. That you made me feel like a pony, like a pony. Money, 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 money. I said, money, money, come on, money, 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 money. And I feel alright. I said, yeah, Mark Bowwood, yeah, Caroline Morgan, yeah, Vincent Celery, forever, peace, peace, peace. Alright, Linda Cup, compress me. Woo, that's right. Loving that top setting it came with the meanie. Thanks so much. How's it, buddy, buddy? Rob Taylor's watching through latch doors. Lock yourself up, you. Carol Jacobs is watching Ride 'em Cowboy from the granny there in East London. Said it, don't stop now, Dawn Taylor, you watching? I said, yeah, 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 yeah. But you make me feel like a bone so good, it's so good. And I feel Felicity Wong. Good evening. Lucky to have you. Felicity Linda Bentley, good neighbor. How are you? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. Lovely to have you all online tonight. Woo! We're going to have such a nice time. We've got a brilliant guest. And that is Buli G is coming on, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an amazing guest tonight. All right. Moaning, moan, moan. Say I do, I love you, moaning, moan, moan, moaning. Give me some more comments here, let me see what I can sing. Yeah, 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 sunglasses on, bleak, yeah. All right. Whip that hair, whip that hair, whip that hair. Come on, come on. Moaning, 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 moaning. I changed it for you. Hello, Auntie Phil. Yeah, 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 yeah. You make me feel so good, so good. Rob Taylor, neighbors are moaning on the couch. I'm very glad. Oh, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gino's Spot tonight. We've got our Buli G is on tonight, and Buli G is an amazing personality. She's well known in Port Elizabeth and the Eastern Cape. In fact, even in South Africa, because she's been all over the place. All over the place, our special guest tonight. And I first of all need to thank the sponsors, Fitch Leedes and, of course, Spar. Spar is our new sponsor. And we're getting local companies in, companies that have got their base here. So if Spar Eastern Cape is here, Fitch and Leedes, obviously a local company as well. And Amobia, that is our internet as well. And so local supporting local, which is fantastic. I love it because I love PE. Lisa from Mark, love it to have it. Sylvia White, yeah, loving it. Yeah. They're all coming through now, comments. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did something interesting today. I said I was going to try and do a history thing, and I love history. I'm a bit of I find it so fascinating, especially the local stuff and the PE history and East London history and Queenstown. I see King Williamstown as well. It's also got a group which is really fun to have a look at all the old pics. So I found some old pictures of Warmer. I sort of thought I'm in Warmer, so let me have a look at Warmer. And I'm right here in the Barkens Valley where Target Kloof goes right through the valley. Target Kloof was actually built, what was called the new road. It was called the New Warmer Road because it went from PE to Warmer because there were different towns at that time. And so Warmer was subdivided. It was a farm that was subdivided into a whole lot of plots. And this little area here was a drift. It was the river, obviously the Barkens River coming through here. Now this is probably like late 1800s, and it's a drawing of the Barkens, and if you would look straight into those trees there, that's where the bridge, the current bridge would be. And you can see on the left-hand side that sheer rock face is actually behind trees now. So an interesting picture there of the Barkens River drift, which is still there today. I'm going to bring up some other photos here. Here's another one of the actual bridge when it was built, when the bridge then was built across this. And obviously that was washed away I don't know how many times, so clearly they decided to build something else, and I must have a look at the date on that bridge to see when it was actually put through. But the old Warmer Road, so the new Warmer Road at that time in the 1900s, there we go. There, on the left-hand side you can see that I took that today, and that is on the left-hand side, you can see where the bushes are. That's where that bit of rock is there that I was talking about in the previous photo. Okay, so that is there's another picture of the bridge with an lovely old carriages going up there. If you look very carefully towards the bottom right-hand side, you can see the little car. It looks like a little Model T or something going through, or a little Daimler Benz. I don't know what the hell it was, but there were one or two chaps with cars at that time as well. So early 1900s, and the PE to Warmer railway line ran through my back garden. Yes, Caroline, I want to have a look and I want to find if there's anything left of that railway line. It used to travel all the way up Water Road, up to 14th Avenue as well. There was a railway line. That was, of course, another side. But tonight we're looking at Target Kloof. And you can see this is 1968 floods. The 1968 floods, the Barkens came down in a hell of a torrent, and you can see on the right, if you had to look to the right here, we're looking up Target Kloof, it would be the arts, the ACT Centre. And that was actually a petrol station at that time called Barnett's, which we'll have a look there. You can see how the water's just absolutely devastated that whole area. You know, that the water came down so quickly there, and it pulled that road apart. So that's Target Kloof for you there. There's Bob Barnett's service station. That's where the ACT Centre is now. And yeah, obviously they had to close it, briefly there for a while, for the last 50, 60, 70 years. Incredible, that water. All right, so I went up today and I took some photos. I took a photo there of the old road. You can see the tar in the foreground. You see the tar of the old road, and obviously the new road was built slightly to the right. So I just wanted to get onto the old road so that you could see where it went, because there's the old road. That is a little ox wagon going up there as well, and a carriage behind it. We're looking pretty much from a little bit down from Five Ways into Target Kloof and looking down Target Kloof. So absolutely nothing there. It looks like farm. This looks a little farmed area there at the top left as well, which is now sort of Fifth Avenue Warmer area. All right, so the next one there. This is a great pic, because Valley Road with Grey High School in the background. So this is looking up Target Kloof. And I actually went to that very position today, and I took a quick photo there of that same area. So you can see, actually, if you look carefully, you can see Grey High School as well. You can see the tower peeping over there as well. But that's what the road looks like now, and that's what it used to. And I don't know what kind of car that is. Maybe someone can let me know in the comments what kind of car that looks like. I don't know. I've got no idea what those ones were. But it looks like a beautiful little picket fence on the way down there. But obviously, when the road was done, it was put into double carriageway and really made a lot more solid. I think that one probably washed away a few times. So amazing. There we go. So a bit of history there. How'd you like that? I'm going to try and do something like that once a week. I'm going to see if I can get it together and maybe take a photo now and see what it used to be then as well. So it's so interesting to have a look at our history, especially our local Port Elizabeth history. So if you've got any ideas, put them in the comments as well. I love that sort of thing. I know the PE history group is often posting photos. Donald Thomas is on there, and Kat, of course, Kat Anderson all the way from England pops on every now and to do a bit of PE history too. So that's for me. It's a little part of my hobby. I love that. I love architecture. All that all sort of blends into one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get going now because we have to get our guest on, and I'm going to play a little bit of an introductory video before we get Buli G on. So let's have a look at what.
Other girls, they gather around him. If I had him, I wouldn't let him out. Golden night and lace on leather, golden chains linking to the spots. Golden night, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I got. You'll never know from the shadows as a child.
All right, welcome, Buli G.
Hello. Cheers, my friend. I'm drinking coffee.
Oh, coffee. Oh, man,
coffee.
We'll chat about the coffee just now because, you know, we have that in common. We love that.
Mm-hmm.
We love that coffee.
Hey, Mike.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
There we
word.
go.
I got dressed
Mike.
up for you, Gino. I'm wearing my
see that.
Tues for you. Yeah.
And look at that, and the hair's been as beautiful. It's
And the
got
hair and
it's got a
everything, the
bit of
beads.
the Harriets. And always a bit of art in the background when it's bullies around, you know.
Yes,
Love the
I do love
art.
my art. It's
Yes,
funny that the place that had the picture of the gas station
Yes,
is
Bonnets.
now Art on Target, I think.
Yes, where
Should be.
Brett and
Yeah,
Ann,
yeah.
Brett and Ann works there. Yes, she does.
Bretton Ann
Encouraging-
actually sold me this painting, which is a gorgeous, I love it.
I love her
So,
to
yeah.
bits. Brett and Ann, tag her. Somebody can tag her onto here. She's such a sweetie pie. I love her.
She is lovely. She's lovely. You look fabulous today, hey? You even look
Thank
sun-kissed,
you
a bit
so
of a
much.
tan.
I've got a bit of a tan. I've got my jeans on, you know, totally Woodstocks, 1969. There we go.
Wendy.
Hello, Wendy. Wendy says hello. Leander Beer,
Thanks,
looking
Lee.
terrific, yes, she said.
Leanne
And she's
and I
on a
went to
motorbike.
school together, actually, Leanne.
Okay.
And she
Yeah.
does ride motorbikes. She rides
Yeah.
mean-looking machines. So
She looks
she's
like
one
a
of my
mean machine
friends from
there.
school. She's quite
What
the
kind of
delicate
people
lady.
what kind of people you hanging out with, Bully? You know, honestly, ruffians.
Well, you know, to be honest, I'm very lucky because I had a bit of an eclectic upbringing. So it was very interesting. I lived in many provinces, so I know a lot of people.
Yes.
And yeah, quite
Tell
interesting
me about
people.
that. Tell me about that, Bully, because you grew up everywhere.
Yeah,
Where
kind
did
of,
you-
yeah. So I don't know if you know Port St. John's. It's on the Wild
Oh, yes.
Coast.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
lived there.
weed in Port St. John's.
That part I know nothing about, but I lived there for about, 5 or 6 years before I started school. Moved to Cape
Wow.
Town, did a bit of pre-primary and primary, went to Johannesburg, and then boarding school in Pietermaritzburg. And then when my father, who was a diplomat, got transferred again back to the Eastern Cape, it was to Mthatha. So I spent the last couple of years of schooling at Mthatha. And that's where I know
Wow,
Lee
okay,
and
okay.
the motorbike riding. There
we go. Yeah,
That's
Bully,
it.
yes,
That's
Gary's got
me.
it on cue. That's you. Oh,
I
very
look
cute.
so
balls.
innocent. Thank you.
Good
Thank you,
Lord.
Gino. I look very
So were you
innocent.
27 back then?
More like
Gary's
7.
saying was she,
More like 7. And my teeth, oh, good. Oh, yeah, no comment.
oh, they're beautiful.
But
Absolutely beautiful.
Chief, childhood is insane. I don't know what kind of child you were. I heard your brother talk about you when we had your 50th show. But I was very busy too. I was very busy.
I was very ADD. I was very ADD. But we had a great childhood. I've got to say. I mean, I grew up here in Walmer, and we had a pile of friends in the neighborhood, and we used to play cricket. And I think Felicity Bellingen's on earlier. I saw her on. She was our over the road neighbor. Shawl. Shawl Leslie saying.
You grew up in
saying hello.
Warmer. That's my neighborhood. Hi, Lisa.
Yes, it is.
I live in Warmer. I love it. I'm sure you climb trees too. Hello.
I
Pips.
did.
Mwah.
We did all sorts. We did all sorts, and we used to have massive cricket games and soccer games, and everybody used to just pitch in, and it was really fun. You know, I must admit, we had good times when we were young. And,
Well, Port St. John's is also quite tropical, so we had another kind of fun, which was running away from snakes and what else?
Oh,
Climbing guava trees and mango trees and actually setting bonfires on the beach and making
lovely.
mussels and shellfish. Yeah, as an adult, I'm allergic now to shellfish, but jeepers, did we ever have a lot of it when we were growing up? A lot. I had a lot of it.
So obviously shellfish allergies don't hit until later mostly. It's like a bit like COVID.
My body probably said enough, thanks. COVID.
Maybe.
Let's not talk about COVID, please.
No, I don't want to hear about COVID either. I'm sick of
Oh
it.
my word. Oh my word.
Oh,
You know,
dear.
the weird thing though is, as much as I moved around as a kid, when I came to PE to study, I just stayed.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
I just stayed.
You
I
obviously
left
found
for a few years to go to Joburg.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you did go to Joburg for a bit, but PE's obviously feels like your home.
It is home. I don't think I will leave. And I do love it. And even if I do leave, it will be to always come back. I love it here. I came to study, and I think what happened after my studies was just like I met the right people, connected the dots, and I just found a career that I loved and in a place that I loved with the very supportive people. So, yeah.
And where did you study?
PE
Whereabouts did you study?
Technicon, to give away my age. PE Technicon.
Yeah, no. Absolutely.
And the funny thing is, I think back on those days when it was still the Technicon. I mean, to think what it is now, they're all joined together and it looks so beautiful, that sprawling campus.
It's huge.
Hey, Jen. Oh, my
Jenny
word.
Wilkinson.
Hi, Jen. There's so many people
Who's
now
Jen?
on that I noticed that I went to Israel with. I must just tell you tonight, I put on a Dead Sea mask just for you, Gino.
Oh, I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds quite macabre, but I presume it's
Trust
a good
me,
thing.
it is. It's a very good thing. The mud in the Dead Sea is
the
very
mud.
famous, and the
It's
mud
salty.
it apparently makes you youthful, and we both know.
Oh,
we both need
well.
it.
I think I better get some from my crow's eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to Israel with Jenny and also Linda, who was chatting earlier, and we had a wonderful bonding time. And as we flew back, we flew into COVID, so it was very nice.
Oh man!
Hi, Manuel. Oh my word, my friend Manny. He's in the United States. Oh wow, the time difference. I'm so impressed that he's actually.
Hey there,
on.
Manny.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
How you doing?
Hey, Manny.
And Rose.
There's an accent for you, Manny. Hey, Rose. Hi, Rose.
There's Rose Cowper, of course,
So,
from
Gino,
Gilbert and Sullivan.
did you also study at the Technicon?
UPE. I did a BA at UPE.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah. I can. I've got at UPE.
You
I
were
was there.
UPE.
Indeed.
Okay,
indeed.
I ended up working there. Yeah.
Okay. NMMU. And I mean, at UPE, I remember CBFM being big when I was there, and Charles was there at CBFM, and was
Lance?
Dave Tiltman, Lance Duplessis was there, absolutely, and Kevin, I can't remember his surname now.
Kevin.
but I remember that-
Yes, Kevin. Kevin is the one who discovered me, in inverted commas, because I
What is his
was
surname?
working at the
I'm
university.
trying to remember his surname.
Somebody will tell us. Maybe Charles
Yes.
will remember. Kevin was
Yes, he
blind,
will.
and
Yes.
he was the station manager at CBFM, and he actually interviewed me about a fundraiser, and he asked me for to come back for a voice test, and I did, and then he gave me a show. So they didn't know what to call me because I'm Buli, and Buli is short for Bulelwa. And I remember that we had this meeting and we were talking about it with Zane and a guy called Killer K, colleagues.
Yes.
And he
Killer
said,
K.
how about Killer K, yeah. He said, how about Buli G? We were just tossing around letters. And I had to think of a way to sort of...
to tie it in.
To tie it in for the rest of my career. People were like asking me, how did you end up being Buli G? And I'm like, what's the most exotic thing I can think of?
I think it's because... Kevin Neeson, that's him. That's him. Thank you, Charles. That was Kevin Neeson. Absolutely. I remember him well. He did, hey? And, Buli G, my theory is that you could use it for the colonial people because they like, they like to, the old Eastern Cape chaps, they like to say, they anglicise causa words. They say causa instead of closa. And they say Bongola Dam instead of Bongola Dam. So they'll say Buli Gumani.
Then I'll just say the G stands for that.
Yes, yes. It's Gumani without the M, like Tabo Mbeki.
It's always the extra letter. My full name my full name is Bulelwa, but they call me Bubluela sometimes. So
Bubluela, yes.
It's like Philip is saying you should let me talk. That is your wife for you. She's awesome.
You can't even escape online.
Okay, I got my earpiece. So okay, I wanted to say, I saw Raj. She's online as well now. Raj, I also went to school with in Mthatha, and he is actually a very important guy in academia in Stellenbosch somewhere, I think.
Wow.
So it's very cool to see some old friends there. And I have a lot of different friends from different places. He says he's happy to see me. Mwah,
yes,
ditto.
yes.
The feeling's mutual.
No,
so the funny thing is, I also worked in academia. When I was at the university, I also worked there.
Okay.
Different people, yeah.
All right, because
this show definitely does attract and someone
those
said
people.
to me,
go for it, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Someone said to me while I was working at the university that I should go for an audition, and the audition was with a company called Centrestage. The person knew a lady called called Shireen who had I'm on the show now again. Shireen had sort of decided to do something else because she's quite involved in theatre circles, and I was meant to replace her in a show called Motown Soul Grooving. So how I ended up meeting Gary and the Centrestage crew and working with them, even though I had met you before, was because of that. I went to an audition and Lynette and Gary decided to put me in the show. I mean, to say that I was probably this petite little girl who knew not much about entertainment, but just loved music and singing would be an understatement. But it was the start of some very interesting times, and that's the reason I actually stayed.
But never afraid to jump into that, though. That's
peace
part
is
of
safe
you.
place.
There we go.
That's me.
You.
Oh my word, she's so skinny.
She's skinny blinks. Yes.
Yeah,
indeed.
that's me.
I remember. There we go. Lovely,
Yeah, she was
young and innocent.
She was just eager to get going, hey?
Yeah.
Very.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
very
like,
innocent, Gino. Don't you
there
forget
we go.
it.
Oh, Donna.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Donna and Tara, of course, with you. Absolutely. This is the sensation.
Oh, man. These are my goals, Donna and Tara Jane. That's it.
There we go. So,
I remember those days.
sexy.
And Lynette used to go to great... Oh, thank you, Nikki. she used to go to great lengths to find us beautiful things to wear. And Heinz used to give us jewels and gowns. And at the time, the very enterprising Graham Vass was the GM at the Boardwalk. And I went to the Boardwalk birthday just last week. They're celebrating 20 years. And the amazing thing about it was that Gary had the foresight to negotiate with them that he do the entertainment there. So for a new hotel and conference center and the attention being on it, that for me was really a huge stepping stone, because a lot of the people who attended the shows would then book us for different things. And I met a lot of people, remembering that I came here to study. I hadn't grown up here. So, after tech, it was just lovely to really get my, get my feet wet and get to know everyone involved in entertainment. And I got to do a lot of amazing things. Like with Centrestage, there were about 4 shows. Okay, so it was Motown Soul Grooving, Sensations, Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves. It was...
she was...
What was the other? Oh, yes,
Your
Cruising
memory's
Down
good.
Memory Lane. And then I did a show which went to Grahamstown called... I tried. I took notes. And then I did a show called Me and My Shadows.
Okay.
Me and My Shadows. That's it. With Neil and
Neil Thompson
and Andre.
And Andre Stradom. Oh, man.
But those are wonderful years.
And Andre's
That's
at the
it.
hospital now. Cheers to you, Andre.
That's it.
Still going strong there at ICU at Livingston, man. He's working like a maniac.
Cheers.
and we've
Cheers to him and to everyone else. Oh my word! Childhood friends are on here. This
excellent, Samara.
Hi, Samara. And my neighbor Kathy is on as well. Kathy, they're my favorite neighbors. When I was having car trouble, they swooped in. I love them to bits. So you know what, Gino? The funny part though about doing those shows was that I still had a lot of encouragement from, because I used to do it part-time. I had a lot of encouragement from my boss at the university that I should try and pursue my dreams of media.
Yes.
Hi, Wendy. Yes. Oh, thanks, Wendy. We loved it too. It was with all the Algoa people and sorry, we're talking about crooning show now. I'm getting distracted. I'm like, look, there's a squirrel. You know, I can't.
I'm the same. Oh, it's fine. That's what Gino spots about. It's fine. It's good.
Okay, so one of the people commented that she loved the crooning show. And the reason for that is that Jill Stewart was in it and she was incredibly popular. And so too was Martin Bester. Now, I wasn't in the initial shows, but when Martin Bester moved to Johannesburg and I was moved into Algoa lineup and they shuffled a few people and I was doing midnight to 3. Gary then included me in the crooning show because I was also part of the Algoa people. And you know, the more Algoa people, the better if it's a show sponsored by them. And I did one song. It was funny because the one night I didn't know how to act. I had to do one line of acting and one song. I mean, I can sing, that's easy. But the acting part, I fluffed my lines. I made a mistake and I was like, oops, sorry, in front of like 350 people in the crowd. It was so embarrassing. But I made it. It's fine.
Oh, good. Listen, we've got a clip of you singing here. Let's have a look and see.
You're a shooting star, I see a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I'm alive. We're like diamonds in the sky. I knew that we'd become one. Oh, right away. Oh, right away. At first I saw the energy of sun rays. I saw the light inside shine bright. Tonight, you and I.
There we go.
I don't know. I was trying to hide. I thought I can't really because being interviewed, you know.
That's beautiful. No, you can drink at any time in this show. We've got, and if you've got alcohol, even better, you know.
I need to keep my head straight. Who was my favorite teacher? Oh, Mrs. Shield. And the people from my class will know. Somebody's asking who my favorite teacher was.
Yes.
Mrs. Shield was my favorite teacher because I did accounting because my dad forced me to. Accounting and maths and science, all the things that are the opposite of Buli. And Mrs. Shield sat me down after we got the results because they were not fantastic for like maths or something and accounting. And she says, you know, Buli, I think you're very talented. You could actually be Brenda Fassie, but please don't be an accountant.
And she was right.
Beyond right. I mean, I could never be an accountant. I think it would be hilarious. But I'm very good at counting money, though. But I'm just not an accountant.
Be good at spending it as well, no doubt. Oh no.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Philippa.
Oh, Mandy
the funny part about this, yay, Mandy, thank you. The funny part about singing being such a dominant part at that time of my life, because I was still doing midnight to 3 on Algoa. I mean, I did that for a full 6 months and
the late night
working in the late night show, and people are just saying you have to do something with your talent. You have to. Oh, there we go. Oh my word. Yeah, skinny days. And Idols comes along.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, as much as this is the very first one that I'm talking about now. And everyone is telling me to do it, and including Gary, who owns Centrestage. In fact, there was a queue of about 900 people in Port Elizabeth. I mean, they may not be coming back now, but back then there were a lot of people who entered. And we'd stand in the queue of this 900 people. We stand in the queue of these 900 people, and Gary's there saying, okay, I checked everybody out. I've actually auditioned some of these people. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. and lo and behold, I made it to the finals.
Yes.
By finals, they choose 50 who go up to Joburg, and then they whittle them down. So by the time they got to 20, I was still there, and at 14 got voted off and sent home. And by then, it was so lovely to see at home that people had been watching and stuff. And it was really, really lovely. I think that you
could have called yourself Buli Idol.
Helped my... No.
we saw earlier. We saw a picture of Bully the kid. Now we got Bully Idol.
Oh wow! Look at that. Charles says there's a clip of me wished he had a memory of treasure. I did sing Meadowlands. We did a tour of East London. Oh, Meadowlands, Meadowlands, Meadowlands. We did that tour. That was fantastic. Oh my word. They invited us to tour East London and to see East London, and it was beautiful. They arranged tour guides, and as the Algoa FM, people, we went, and it was beautiful. They welcomed us with open arms. But I think what was even better was that, East London is very generous, and we ended up opening a studio there.
Yes.
And it was wonderful that we had the option as presenters to, let's say you have to be in East London for something, to present your show from there if you were from PE. So I used to do shows at the Guild Theatre. I headlined 2 or 3 shows there and lived there for about a month at the time, and I worked from there. And East London has always just been so closely tied to us. I think the studio there still does very well.
It's the border one.
That's it.
Gordon Graham was there for many moons.
Many moons,
I'm not sure who's doing it now. I've got a little clip here. I've got a little clip here of
Brian Devil.
Brian Devil. That's him. That's him, Brian. We've got a little clip here of Algoa. Let's have a look.
Die ritme van die Ooskaap is vasgevang in Algoa FM. Hi, ek is Buli G. Welkom by Algoa FM.
'n Radiostasie wat sy streek effektief en inligtend verteenwoordig. Dis Algoa FM. Hulle praat met hulle streek want hulle is die streek. Algoa FM is die enigste kommersiële streekstasie in die Oos-Kaap. Hulle luistertaal draai dig by 500,000 mense tussen die ouderdomme van 25 en 49 jaar.
Dis die groot baas.
Algoa FM hou luisteraars nie net op hoogte van streeksake nie, maar neem hulle slagspreek, jou musiek, jou wêreld ernstig ter harte.
Welkom by ons diskoteek.
Leefstyl, musiek en die wêreld se nuussake, alles in een pakkie.
En dis waar alles gebeur.
Die stasie is in aksie by die meeste van die groot gebeurtenisse van Plettenberg Baai tot Port Shepstone en die aangrensende binneland. Hierdie passie om betrokke te wees by die streek bied aan adverteerders die unieke geleentheid om saam met Algoa FM die streek te domineer.
Can you hear me, Gino?
There we go. There we go.
Oh, thank you. Thank goodness. Okay,
we're back. Wonderlik guy. Jy sou heeltemal tweetalig, nee. Drietalig.
No, I'm not. There was a wonderful marketing manager called Karina, and she was standing behind the camera going, okay, and next say this. Dit is Algoa FM, and ek is Buli G. Basically, that is what was happening. I was just being an actress.
You're coached. Well coached.
I was coached. Well coached.
Ja, baie.
I enjoyed it.
Ordentlike Afrikaans.
Ek probeer. Ek probeer. Alfie actually
Yes,
sorry,
Alfie.
carry on.
No, Alfie was there. He was here last week.
You chatted to him.
Yes.
You chatted to him, and he actually is I met him at a show, and I actually went up to him. I was still at CBFM, and I said, look, a girl would love to be in real radio. Thank you very much. But he was funny because I had already met him when you and I did the On The Go show. Algoa was involved in the On The Go show. I must have been 19. Yes. And he was very helpful. He said, if you ever need a connection with with voice, whatever they called, like I don't know, tracks. Back in the day, they were cassettes or whatever it is. And if you ever need a connection, let me know. He phoned all the contestants, and after we got our prizes, and it's funny because and then we later met, and I think it was going on to the Idols show that helped me eventually get the offer, because at least by then people kind of knew who the girls were. There were 4 of us from the Eastern Cape. We're still very close. There was one from Humansdorp. There were about 3 from PE. Who by close I mean we know where each other are, and we'll touch base occasionally for coffee.
Oh, that's lovely, man. That's lovely. It's a relationship.
Another one is
That's what life's about,
overseas, but yeah.
It's true. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget.
Listen, it is relationships.
Yes. I'll never forget the On the
You'll
Go
never
show. I was playing for Eminent Child, and I don't think we were actually competing that year. We'd won 2 years before or something.
No, you were the guests. You were the guest stars. You were the stars. Yeah.
We were the stars, we were the guest stars, and we were hanging out backstage. And I remember seeing this vision in white. You had this white dress on, and you looked absolutely gorgeous. And you came wafted off the stage, and went, wow! And you were just so bubbly, And I'll always remember that as the first time I met you. And I thought, who is this girl?
Yeah, you were playing the drums and you smiled at me. I was so nervous. It really helped. It helped. I sang a song by Tony Braxton. How could an angel break my heart?
Unbreak my heart.
No! How could an angel break my heart?
It's also about breaking hearts.
Oh, wow, look at this. There's Hagen.
Hagen Engler.
I fondly remember Buli and I practicing vocal scales. Oh my gosh, no, Hagen, no, you did. The people will not believe you. But I will say this: as much as I did a lot of like corporate work and a lot of fun and Algoa FM, I also had this adventurous side of me. So I sang with a few local bands. I sang with Jedi Rollers, which was an awesome band. Had so many people in it at some point. I sang with Strange Little Man, which was super cool. And
I remember that.
There was a third one now my memory is terrible. But Jedi Rollers and Strange Little Man, those are the 2 most memorable ones. And I was actually in the band with Hagen. We did some pretty. Hagen took that picture.
Look at that!
Oh wow!
Oh, did he?
He did.
Oh, but where
That's
is
when
that?
I met him. That is at the Lizard Lounge in Westbourne Road. I think it's a security company now. Across from the bed shop, there was a club there, and I did my very first solo show there. Hagen wrote about it, and that's how I met him. And then ended up, partly how I met him. I already knew him kind of through my brother.
Is that your white dress?
That is the same white dress. I only had one outfit. You're not allowed to laugh. I had one outfit.
It looks good. It looks good.
For performing, and that was what I had, okay? And then I would sometimes wear it with a little, cowl neck jersey that was like almost cashmere-ish, or I'd wear it on its own. But that was my performing outfit. These days, you won't see me dead in white.
No, bring it on, bring it back.
Funny.
But there's one thing about that I've noticed about you, Bulls, is that you play the corporate game, you go for it. My camera work is as good as my vocal scales. No, Hogs, that was pretty good. You've always hung on to the art. To the art form. You'll go and play the corporate game, but there's always a part of you that harks back to the guy that's struggling and has got no money and just writing songs at home and trying to get food on the table, and then Buli will go and play with that guy. I mean, she'll go and sing with him because
I will tell you something. There are no more starving artists these days. You can feed yourself in a few ways, not just through food. Let me tell you that much. Because what I've found is it's more acceptable now to be a multi-dimensional person. And also now they've got things like creative MBA, things that were unheard of back in the day. I just knew who I was. And then when
Yeah.
I left varsity and did my 6 months apprenticeship at a company where the director was a director, but she was also a thespian. She used to act.
Uh-huh.
I thought to myself, why would I cheat myself? Here is a woman who's clearly successful. She's doing two things that she's good at, and she's
Yes.
not compromising. This is
Yeah.
this is who I am. Every part of it is who I am. So I've always just tried to, do that. It's been incredibly
Yeah.
difficult in that sometimes people are like, oh, we can't really figure out. Actually, the truth is I'm aware of my personal brand, and I think that once people know what I do, they'll get it. For instance, when I left radio and took a job at the stadium, I was a spokesperson. I did their communications. I did their, I did writing for them. I did publications. And that then became another sort of offshoot of broadcasting, so to speak. I was always using my voice, whether it was singing, speaking, articulating myself through words. It was always about the voice. And I've had to choose carefully the brands I align with. I was never going to go and work for a serious entity like a bank, but I've worked for Stadium because I think sports and entertainment are linked. And I've worked for company Coca-Cola because I think beverage company. Hi, Megan. Beverage
Hello,
companies
Megan.
are closely linked to people and leisure, and so I've always been mindful of that. I want to be where people are when they're relaxing and enjoying themselves, or be affiliated. There's a lot of companies in different spheres, and you can get a lot of experience, but it's always really been about the voice. So whichever thing I did take on, it involved that.
Well, you certainly, as an entertainer and as an MC, I know from my work that I've done, you learn so much about various companies and how they work, and if they're retail or if they're wholesale or if they're mechanical, civil engineering or whatever it is, they work in different ways, and it's amazing to see how the cultures of the different companies as well. So you really get you can almost like cutting slices of the company that you can see through. You
become well-rounded.
Yes, it definitely does help, eh? And I know that you've done so much, and it's your personality, and like I said, the common thread.
You become well-rounded, and you.
Yeah, the common thread is the fact that you're not scared to jump in. You're not scared to jump off that diving board. Can you hear that?
Well, when you're young, you should really be jumping into things and actually trying them out. You should. Because
but I think a lot of people don't,
And also, you can always take another turn. But you have to, because when you get older, you get tired. Sorry, that's the truth. You have to do it while you're young, and you have to do it while you're fearless. I think as well, the good thing about the fact that I'd worked in the corporate world was that I understood a little bit better how companies worked. And I almost used to go into a function saying, okay, for today, I'm working for this company, and this is what I'm going to do for them for today. So I'm one of the team, and that's how I embodied it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was interesting for me to be able to do that. Like I always tell people when they look and see, oh, you've done over 1,000 events. Time flies. It's been over 20 years of doing this, and there's 365 days in a year. If you consider that, that's not a lot of time to 1,000 plus events. It flies. It goes like this, and I feel very blessed to have had that exposure. It's introduced me to a whole host of people, and also word of mouth is a great way to continue to work.
Connections.
I'm very, very blessed. Very blessed, because in PE, I think I've done some of the major events. I don't work as often as you do, Gino, because you work a lot. But
I do a lot.
it's like I opened the Radisson, I opened the Boardwalk, and I opened the Bay West, and there are things that I've done that are milestone things that I think, okay, great.
Yeah.
When the Chinese came to town, I did that event for FAW.
Okay.
I just want to rather position myself as somebody that does really meaningful things, because as hard as it is to be in an environment that's not like a Joburg or a Cape Town that's always hectic and busy and there's work to be had. You always have to try and be careful how you position yourself, so people are attracted to book you for that. Yeah.
Look at that.
With the short hair.
How gorgeous is that picture?
Oh, my word. I remember
baby.
that. That was a couple of years ago. you know, the funny thing I wanted to say, Gino, is that you should know this. The
Yes.
funny thing is that when I eventually got to the point where I thought, okay, great, I've done pretty much everything I really, really wanted to do. And people are like, what do you mean you've done it all? Don't you want to be like a rock star or whatever it is people think is the image of success?
Yes,
The funny
yeah.
thing is I've always known what I would be. I knew that I would be a singer, and it was enough for me to sing, didn't matter where I was singing.
Yes.
And I always knew that I'd, work with my voice, and I was doing that. And I still am. I just went off air last year in October because I was at Classic FM
Yes.
for most of last year as well.
Okay.
And I'll still do radio work. I'll still do all of that. But I started a company 5 years ago, which makes it a bit easier to do this kind of thing. So I still do a bit of everything. And and I'm more like trying to impart it now to the younger ladies that I mentor and chat to, because let's face it, there's got to be like something that you give back and inject back, especially after, being so blessed.
I've got a little clip here, Bully, with you singing at while we're at the stadium. You're singing at the stadium.
Oh dear.
Take my hand, I'm sharing this with you. 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars that we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it will never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, never, never for me, for love.
Lovely. Lovely.
Oh my word.
You
I
got
love
some
singing,
pipes.
Gino.
You got some pipes.
Don't make a black girl blush. Stop it.
Oh, beautiful.
And that is why I loved being on radio, because I got to meet some of my favorite singers. Like I think about when I was in
Yes.
Joburg and some of the
Like these
that's
singers.
us. Like these guys. I love them.
That is
I got
a
to
very
meet some
youthful.
of my favorite singers. I know, we are all so youthful. Look at you. You look 12.
Look at me. No, and
You look
callous.
12.
Oh, Wayne.
Oh wow.
Wayne and-
I do love
Wayne,
Wayne's
Mike, and
voice
myself.
though. I love Wayne's voice.
He gives it 150% as well every time, like Donna.
Yeah. I will always love a singer, and I think singers are the best people on earth. Like I've met a lot of them through work, and that's why radio has been so wonderfully blessed.
Lots
me
of
because I
famous
got to
people
meet-
you've met.
Listen, I just cared about the fact that they made music more than anything else. And don't listen to what they tell you. You basically are in a queue, and then you get shuffled along, and then you smile, and then you move on.
Yes.
Okay, it's not as if you have a heart
Okay,
to
so
heart.
a photo op.
It's a photo op.
opportunity.
Like
Let's-
I wish when I met Celine Dion, I wish I actually had an opportunity to sort of sit with her and say, listen, how do you actually manage to hit that high A? How do you do that? I mean, which part of your?
Oh, there she is.
I mean, it was so amazing. It was amazing.
There we go.
I emceed her concert in Joburg, so that for me has been
Wow.
the highlight, to meet the people I've met because of the work that I used to do in radio. Radio
Incredible,
stations are
eh?
always hosting concerts. I love her to bits. I mean, I've met quite a few. I mean, and then there are those who you just meet and think are hot, and that's Will Smith. Oh my word!
Will Smith. Yes.
This was an amazing day. Talk about embarrassing. I took this photo 5 times, and it wasn't in the day of cell phones where you could actually see what it looks like. It was my digital camera, and it kept coming out funny, and I was so frustrated until one of the TV presenters, called Carol, I will forever be indebted to her. She turned to me and said, "Do you really want this picture? Go to him and ask for it a 6th time." Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing.
Classic.
I've lost my earpiece.
Brian
Wait.
May.
Oh, wow.
Queen.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Now,
amazing.
when I used to grow up, my mom used to play Queen every Sunday. She used to play, eclectic music. She really had
Yes.
great taste. She used to start with, classical music when we woke up. We'd go to church and come back. She'd play Queen. She'd play reggae, Bob Marley. She'd play.
Yes.
She's the real
Man.
education in our music, because she used to be
Yeah.
a singer, and then
Okay.
he kind of gave it up to raise us. And Dad was the
Yes.
serious intellectual, but she did color
Okay.
our lives, with art and
Yes.
music. So that made a difference. Love Queen. I
course.
mean, meeting him was one of the highlights for her too,
Imagine.
because she cherishes this picture. Yeah.
Was that in George? Was that at Fan Court?
This was at the fan court in George.
I was there. I was there.
Were you
I was
there
in
as
the
well?
crowd.
Wasn't it
I was there.
amazing?
Incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Annie
it was
Lennox.
just, it was amazing. I couldn't get a picture with Annie Lennox. I couldn't. It was, the people were impossible to penetrate. But
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was backstage to work, as you can see. But
Oh,
Enrique,
yeah.
oof,
Enrique Iglesias. So
but he
nice.
was
Just
very
like he's a
good looking.
father.
he was good looking.
Always have a
And
pout
he's
for
tall.
you.
And
Is that James
gosh.
Blunt?
Yes, James Blunt.
James
I was
Blunt.
thinking of the song. It's playing in my head. You're beautiful.
Yes,
I thought, who is this again?
You're
Yeah, he was actually quite
beautiful
hot.
to me.
And
Who
okay,
is
that's
that?
Marcus. That's Marcus Hernandez. I had like a one hit. It was like, that the girl with the red dress on. Remember that song? I
do.
just wanna know her. Yeah, that one. And he came to Joburg, and that's what's taken in Joburg. Yeah. Interesting pick. This
Prince
is
Harry.
now my No, that's my best friend Harry. But he may as well be Prince Harry at this point. This is actually some of my TV work. Now, I do have a very big love affair with TV. I've done a few shows. In 2006, I did a show here in the Eastern Cape. I was a reporter for a show called Noted. It was the first season. And I used to travel to Grahamstown Festival to report on the arts there. I used to report on a few things happening in the city. And I used to air on SABC 3, and then it moved to SABC 2. And then I also, when I went to Joburg, I did audition for a few shows. Like, I remember the cousin was living in Joburg, Barry Hilton.
Yes,
and
Barry.
He was living in PE at the time, and he'd phone me, and he'd say, Buli, how fast can you get to Randburg, which is where some of the studios are? I've got an audition for you. Come. I'm like, oh my word.
Typical
Off I go in the
Barry,
Joburg
typical.
traffic. Joburg traffic,
classic.
trying to wade my way. I'd get there, and he'd be
somebody must tag
pitching
him.
a
He's
show.
such a lovely guy, man. He's such a
He
lovely
is
guy.
lovely. He
And
was
he's
very
been on the show a
generous.
few times.
Yeah.
He is.
But what the funny part is, though, it was only until I got back to PA again after 2010 that I was offered my next TV show, which was on SABC 3, which ran for a bit now. And I did that. They did reruns of it up until 2014 July. And it was really great. So 2011 till 2014 July, I did a show called The Power Within, and that was lovely. That was a
I've
more
got a couple of
spiritual show.
I've got a couple of clips of.
Increasingly popular at events, aerial silk dancing is always awe-inspiring. Surprisingly, it's not only limited to circus performers. Now, it may not be as popular as the Madiba Jive, but if you're brave enough, you can try it too. We're in Pretoria, eSoshanguve to be exact, and we're here to talk to Dr. Mogo Malahleha, who is an expert in the field of HIV/AIDS research for the past 8 years. She's the Deputy CEO of the Sichaba Research Center, and I'm hoping that our conversation will help bust a few myths around HIV and AIDS.
Oh, wow.
I like
wow.
the walk. The walk.
You know what, Gino? It's harder than you have to memorize that stuff. You have to memorize.
I know. No, I can't. I'll forget it. I'll just babble on a whole bunch of rubbish. I've got to, hi, we're in Soshanguve. And we're...
The first clip was my TV show, and the second clip I actually did a wonderful documentary about the work they're doing in research with AIDS, and that was with a local production house.
Okay.
Rooftop Productions here in P. That was
Rooftop.
lovely. I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
Yes.
they did it, and they traveled the country.
Richard and James.
Cape Town. That's it. They're fantastic. Jeepers, what a success
Yes,
story.
amazing.
So yeah, I still continue to do the work. It takes on different incarnations, and that's what's exciting. Now, listen. Now, I am okay. So I'm busy sipping away at my coffee, and I nearly choked when you started to tease me about the walk. But a barista. You're a barista,
Yes.
like I am. I'm
Barista,
a barista. I'm
yes.
a qualified barista. I'm a barista.
I love it. Oh, it's just
I'm serving my first customer.
Wait. Oh, my camera's lost the stop.
It's a tornado. Oh my gosh.
Wait, so please don't touch it. I want, my camera has gone crazy. Okay, I want this on film. It's a spillage. You need to do that whole like pointed at thing.
I know. Ta-da!
a tomato.
It's a tornado. I'm such a drama queen. Oh my word, that's embarrassing.
Oh, it's lovely.
Look, it was a lot of pressure. I was making coffee for the mayor. Okay, it was a lot of pressure. So
that is.
actually, yeah. You know.
Oh, that's lovely. And do you,
It's a lot
so
of pressure.
you're
But
into
no-
your coffee as well, obviously.
Very, but I take mine black and bitter like my ex.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Not that. I
Oh,
don't
come
have
on.
any black bitter exes.
like that's true. It's X's.
Okay, leave it there.
X's. Oh, classic.
Okay,
No, I
moving
love
on. Serious interview, Gino.
Oh, is she there? You're back. You're disappearing a bit, Bully.
So how do you take your coffee?
Oh, we're back. We're back.
I'm still here.
We're back. Yes.
Yeah. How do you take your coffee?
I actually like a cappuccino or a macchiato. I like a bit of milk in there because, but my whole reason for getting into the coffee was to make the art, to do the latte art, and it took me ages, but I got it right, and now I can do all sorts of latte arts. You see, so I do them all now.
Yeah.
So, but
You saw me in my tornado.
that's
That's the best
fantastic.
I can
I'm
do.
roasting my own though. I'm roasting my own coffee as well, which is amazing. I don't know if you've tried that. You should really do that.
Wow.
Take the green beans.
No. I'm just more a snob when I choose the coffee.
Ah,
I'm terrible at that. I would never be able to. I'm more fussy when I'm choosing it at the store and I want to try different regions.
yes.
And, because you learn about where coffee comes from and that kind of thing. And, another reason I did it is because the people who were teaching me do such amazing work. They actually train baristas so that
Yes.
they can have work. So
Yes,
I,
yes.
I insisted on being trained with the local kids,
The
and
guys.
it was so amazing. It was very cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I did the same, and it's
yeah.
it's amazing. And Sean Appius, I think Sean Appius was your trainer, huh?
Yes, he was.
Sure.
Teacher Sean,
Legend.
that's what I call him. Yeah,
Yes.
he really is. I didn't know coffee was
Amazing.
was such a thing, and yeah, he's very, very gifted.
yeah.
Can I just? I need to ask you. Like, I don't know if anyone wants to comment and say how they order their coffee, because for me, I can never understand those people who do like skinny mocha, whatever, and it's got 5 million names.
The mocha latte, vodkachino.
Oh, Gino cappuccino. I would order that one without the milk.
Gino.
A cup of Gino
Can have a
cappuccino.
cup of me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No,
So
you're right.
so-
You're right.
Yeah. So another thing I was going to say that I have in common with you is your lovely wife and I are actually award sisters, because I really got to
Yes.
know her So after I left full-time radio, I did it part-time on the weekend, and I used to work at the stadium.
Businesswoman of the year, just
That's
to clarify for the people.
That's it. And your wife won it for her category, and I did for the corporate category,
Yes.
and we got to know each other a little bit. And I mean, my goodness, does she work hard? Wow.
No, she's
the work-
driven, eh? She's driven.
Very, very driven. And it was just so amazing. I think we had a very strong group of ladies, and we just got to know each other and have great affection for each other.
Yes.
And yeah, it was just so amazing to be acknowledged for, work that you do, because you're not necessarily expecting it, but it was really lovely. So that's just, the highlights have also been those moments of acknowledgement. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
Because those are
As
the
an
moments,
entertainer,
money can't buy.
you get that all the time. You get the constant encouragement. But as a businesswoman, that's
The
another
applause.
story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really something to be proud of. Absolutely.
Yeah, people often say that as a business person, you should be looking at money as a measure of success, but I'm torn about that statement because the true reality is there's a fulfillment you get that sometimes cannot be measured in material things or money or what you earn. And yeah, for me, I'm all about that now. It makes you age slower. Don't even you age much slower. I think Gino needs to invite the strumpets for coffee.
The strumpets. They're all invited. I'm going to have a dinner, a soiree. You can come as well, Buli. I'll be the entertainer.
Vivian,
I'll make
thank
coffee
you for
for
agreeing
everyone.
with me. Coffee must be coffee flavored. Thank you.
That's it. And we'll have a whiskey tasting as well.
Like gin must be.
Yes, and gin must be Fitch Leedes flavor.
That's hilarious. Cheers.
Vivian Trobeck is on every week. She's trying to win. She's trying to win the Fitch Leedes every week, but she's just missed it about 7 or 8 times.
Wait till I'm there, please. That's hilarious.
I will, Claire.
So, you mentioned earlier that the art at the back, which BA sold to me.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, if it's funny, but people don't think they can be patrons of the arts and support artists. Yes. I think part of the reason why some of us do have multiple jobs is because we are just trying to survive in a world that obviously isn't exactly lucrative. In some places it is, but this is P. It's all about how we support each other, Yes. So you can actually support artists in small ways and big. You can just buy a ticket to a show that you know is happening. You can go to galleries and have a look. You can find ceramicists that are in your neighborhood. There's some talented ones now, and buy a cup or a plate or a saucer. I mean, there's so many ways. Because you're going to be buying those things, it really is. I just want to encourage people, please support the arts. The arts really need it, and the artists won't thrive without your love and support. That's how it is.
Especially the local artists and obviously local business as well. It makes the same sense, Support your local area. I've got, but now you've done all these things, Buli. You've got awards for business. You've got your DJ, your entertainers, your TV stuff. I mean, there's Buli the diva. There's Buli, But we also found out that you dance as well, because I know you've danced with me on stage a few times. But we got some proof here. We got some proof. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yes, fuck.
Oh my word!
Man,
I was a gymnast at school. I don't know how my body still remembers how to do that, but it does.
Like, holy crap!
No.
I hope that you did your stretches before you went on.
I did before and after.
Okay.
I remember.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my word! Give that Viv a Fitch Leedes. That's how I agree.
She's trying everything. She's trying
she
everything.
Really is.
Oh, look at that. That's Buli the diva.
Wow,
huh?
thank you, Gary. Yeah, I was doing a fundraiser called Diamonds Are Forever. I remember that. Yeah, gosh.
Okay,
that was to raise funds for the homeless. For the homeless, Gina. I was raising funds for the homeless. That was a lovely show. I enjoyed that.
It doesn't look like you were raising money for the homeless.
Look, it was called Diamonds Are Forever. I mean, what's a girl to do? It was a fundraiser called Diamonds Are Forever. What's a girl to do except wear diamonds?
As long as they gave the money to charities, that's fine.
They did. I promise they did. It was hosted by the actual shelter. Oh my word, that was wonderful. I sang with Miriam Makeba, Mama Africa.
Miriam Makeba.
I sang with her.
My word.
Yes, that's her. I searched for this photo in the news forever. I couldn't find it, but I got a photocopy of it and I cherish it. I mean, and that's the ex-mayor. So it was here in Port Elizabeth ages ago. But she that's it. It was mid-noughties, like maybe early 2004 or something like that. I'm not sure. But it
two such strong women up front, and he's and he's disappointed there at the back.
He's pretty strong himself.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, she was amazing. She was amazing. Like I was in awe of her, and we sang the national anthem together. And yeah, it was when the national anthem had been revamped to include all the languages, and that was what was so special about it. And not everybody knew the words, because we all know there have been a few singers at games and other places who've messed it up a bit. But I learned it early on because I had to, because I wasn't going to make a mistake in front of Mama Africa. I was like, this is not going to be how I go down.
The Sotho and the Tswana. You've got to get it all. Oh,
I learned it. I used to wake up in the middle of the night and go, I'm like, I learned it. I learned it. Oh, you seem like you kind of sort of know it.
Yeah, no, we get just that whole feed.
Yeah, but it's been a wonderful.
That Sotho Tswana bit in the middle gets me every time. I don't know. I can't. I always. Denzel Naidu, all the way from from Spar. Nice to see you as well, Denzel. Looks like we lost Bully a bit. I don't know if she's run out of. There she comes. She's back.
Right.
There she's back again. Come on, Bully. We got you. We're pulling you in and out just to see if we can stretch out that internet. Linda Trollop says hello as well. Lovely to, it's great, Greta, to see you as well, Linda Trollop. Oh, it looks like we might have lost Bully there. There we got a bit of a circle going on. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Okay,
We're back. We're in.
We're back.
So, Bulls, yeah, man.
But yeah,
to kind of round it up a bit. You've done all. You've worked with, you said, Coca-Cola with the stadium, and you've moved on. You've got your own company now, I believe.
Yes, I do. Since 2015, and I do a lot of things. Like I consult. I still do performances and events, MC, all of that. Yeah. And I'm going to be going into a little bit of film distribution. So watch this space.
Oh, really?
COVID has had, COVID has had some effects. So we're going to find ways to reach people, especially with local films and content. So I'm working on that project now. It's so exciting. And yeah, it's just finding new ways to actually be of service to the arts. I think that's business has changed.
Yeah.
Now it's got to mean something what you do. It's got to mean something. So I'm trying to contribute, but at the same time make a good living. And I think COVID, it needs to be mentioned, it's changed all of us. It's changed.
Look at me. I've got my own TV show.
I'm so impressed, Gino. I'm truly impressed.
Oh, I don't know. This thing.
It's changed all of us. So yeah.
Yes, it has. We've all had to pivot, I think is the word. Pivot.
Yeah, that's it. Pivot. So I know we will still get to do events, and I'm hoping for all my colleagues in events that they will flourish and prosper during this busy season that's coming. But I think that what we've had to do is sort of look at ways to be of service to people while they go through this. And this is one of the reasons why I'm getting involved with the film distribution.
Okay.
Because not everyone is super confident yet. We're not confident yet. We are still all just, So I'll do baby steps. Yeah. And this show of yours as well is being of service to people while they were going through COVID. So it's cool.
That was it. And the guys are jumping on board to help me to at least be able to keep it going. Spar have done fantastic, and Fitch Leedes have been there since the beginning. Mobia, and we've got possibilities of a couple coming. But we'll keep that under wraps until we've got it sorted out.
I got my coffee from Spar. Cheers.
Oh,
thanks,
lovely,
Spar.
Excellent. I see Denzel Naidu was on.
I got my curves from Spar because I ate all their food.
Excellent. Oh, Bully. And so what is your company called?
It's called Rhizome. As in a root. You know the root that just
the
spreads
rhizome.
Like
and,
and
the xylem and the flume vessels. Yes.
Well, whatever you want it to be, Gino, it's all good.
Yes, that was. I remember that from science. We did science
From
at
songs?
school and science, and I did science. We did plants, and I had a stamen and a root, taproot, and a xylem and flume vessels.
Wow, I'm very
You
impressed.
know.
I'm very impressed.
I like to use big words, so I sound more photosynthesis. Oh, Bully, I don't know if she's got Alfie J
Well,
saying hello
that's
there as
amazing.
well.
Hi, Alfie.
There's a lovely.
Oh my word! How could we forget Alfie?
And look at that.
Hi,
That
Alfie.
looks like.
You know, Alfie gave me my first radio job.
Yes, he spoke
He
about that in
did,
his
he
interview.
did. I did. Yeah. I did speak about you, Alfie. I didn't forget.
Yes. Look
Oh,
at that.
wow. Those are
These
awesome
all
highlights.
some singing shots. Yes, beautiful. Always.
Oh, I remember
always,
that show. Oh.
What was that?
Nolene Maholana's son came to the Bay, and there was a Women's Day, and I was emceeing, and she was part of a panel. She was really lovely. It was the time that she was doing her daily show, so it was lovely to meet her.
Yes.
Sure, she's looking amazing these days, hey? Yeah,
She's
looking
a
amazing.
clever lady as well. Good.
Very
sorted
smart,
out.
very smart.
Yeah. And oh wow.
Yeah, I've had some really great highlights, and thank you, Gino.
It's a pleasure, man. Bully, what a. I wanted to. We always do this for our guests, and we because I always love to hear the stories, the juicy stories. your best moments, during your career, your proudest moments, but also your worst gig ever, like anything that's really gone. Or embarrassing moment, whichever one it's going to be. It's not often together.
Yeah. Oh my word, there have been so many gigs where we thought, can I tell you something funny? When we used to, I love Gary, he knows it, but when we used to do Centrestage shows, there was one or two when the client would be like, oh my word, this is amazing, keep going. And we were doing a dance set. So we'd be dancing and then we'd take turns singing a song. And then we would know that the show was ending when he used to play Hope Joanna. Now, the difference in our faces as that show ended. Give me Hope Joanna, jazz hands. Let me tell you.
Yes.
Not that we were not professional before that, but when you heard that song after performing, you knew you could rest your weary feet.
Yes. And we can go and get a drink now.
Basically. Because you can't drink while you're working. Yeah.
Yes,
my
I
most
remember
embarrassing
that.
moment, and I hate to say it because I know Alfie's listening, but my most embarrassing moment, I interviewed Westlife. I think Brian McFadden had left, and it was a very, I don't think it was a happy split. And I forgot. Fortunately, I was in the production studio and they were recording me and I was interviewing them and everything. And I came to that question and I said, well, and how are things, and I asked about Brian, and there was silence, as in, thankfully not radio silence because I wasn't on air live. I was recording the interview.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't hear. Excuse me, are you still there? And then he just took a deep breath and he said, Brian is no longer part of the group. And I thought, well, there wasn't like internet and social media then. I forgot. I was so embarrassed. I apologized like 5 million times. And he was like, it's fine. It's really fine. Let's carry on. And the guy in the production studio didn't sell me out because that is the height of like offering someone with the target market. Ask me about offering someone the opportunity to align them with the target market. Oh, no, I always flirt. I don't remember that. It must have been a flirting line. I've got lots of flirting lines. I don't know, it sounds like it. I used to say, oh, he was going back west. That's hilarious. But anyway.
Going back west. Is that the target
hilarious.
market? Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know.
Going back west. I say, bit of wind for.
Oh, my word.
Met die wind, wind sailing, nee.
You must never tease, hey? Dancing it's a
Yeah,
very
no,
happy
it's
activity.
lekker.
So that was my most embarrassing moment. But I think, we've always been so on. We've always been so switched on when you have to be. One of the things I've learned, radio taught me, which is crazy, it's like you don't store the information because you're going to read thousands of weather reports. You're going to hear thousands of news bulletins. But I tell you something, 20 years later, when someone says, do you remember that murder and the thing? And you're like, oh, I remember it. You spew out the facts. They're like, come, you don't know where they come from.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful for the general knowledge. That's been
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Loves embarrassing moments.
Yeah, I had so many embarrassing moments, guys. Oh, my word. That's so many. I can't remember them off. But the one with Westlife has got to be my all-time most embarrassing. And then there was... like my best moments, I mean, our best moments are great, but you have so many sometimes on stage, and it may not necessarily be something big. Like I remember when we did the launch for the A-Class Mercedes, and we were somewhere, it was Centrestage, I don't know if you were there, but they had a revolving stage in the middle of the Drakensberg, and the car was lit in the distance.
I was there.
It was... I mean, I remember Luther Vandross having concerts in the 80s with revolving stages. I felt like... $1 million that day. They could have asked me to sing forever. I would have done it. When Hope Joanna played, I would have stopped it and said, no, not the end of the show.
I think
that was an amazing show.
Gary's telling me that was Rory's first show with us, I think.
It was an amazing show. Like we all had been given like show-stopping solos to do, and it was really lovely. I really enjoyed that show. So there are those moments which other people don't get to see. Everyone is often asking me, but Buli, where do we get to hear you sing? And the truth is, I'm a working singer. You know, I've done backing vocals for some of SA's artists through groups like the choir. We sang backing vocals for Nathaniel and Magni Grovier. Can you believe it? Those are Afrikaans musicians. That's it.
So.
And then we even did something with Ray Peary in Robben Island.
Wow.
And you get lots of opportunities if you're just a singer, and the aim is not necessarily to make a hit record and be out there, but those have been the moments, the quiet moments when you nail something that you know the world is going to see, and you're in Robben Island, you're with a group of other people your age, and you're singing, and you're getting goosebumps, and you're singing with a legend. I mean, you get some. I've had some pretty amazing memories. This is before social media, so unfortunately we couldn't take a picture of everything, you know. But
and it's amazing when you're in the moment. You almost can't comprehend it, but you know this is big. You know this is something amazing. But you're so concentrating on what's happening, you know, physically, that you can't really get it.
Grasp it. Oh, now Claire's asking if I'm in Joburg. Now I did. So Claire, I was in Joburg until 2010, and then I came back to Port Elizabeth. I do commute between Cape Town and PE sometimes for various contracts, but I'm here now full time. I have a home in PE, and wherever I go, I'll always come home. I love PE. I love it too much.
I love it. I love it. Buli G, thank you so much for coming into my studio. It's been fantastic to have you. And you know,
thank you so much, Gino.
We've always had gigs along the way, and I'm sure there's going to be lots more. I know. We always bump into each other at various places.
Cheers! Thank you
always
so much.
Always a pleasure. I love you. Ciao, Buli.
Love you, and Philippa. Bye.
Ciao. All right, Buli G. Gee whiz, what the hell. These people are interesting people. You know, and like I said, I think the thread there is that she just jumps in, you know, throughout her career. If she's had an opportunity, go for it. You know, that's what you got to do. All right, now we got to the end of the show, and we're going to do the competition. It's time for the Fitch Leedes competition. Fitch Leedes, our amazing sponsor, has sponsored a whole case of Fitch Leedes to somebody who can guess the song and the artist of the song that I'm going to play with on the drums now, because I like playing the drums, and that's just how it's going to be. So thank you to Fitch Leedes, thank you to Spar, and thank you to Amerbia, our internet. I'm going to switch to the drum cam now. All right, we got the drum cam, and we're going to stick this drum cam as well. Why not do that one too? Okay, got two drum cams. That's right. Okay, are we ready to get you the name of the artist and the song in the comments?
Isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, maybe I'd give you my word.
That's our winner tonight. Well done, Mandy Fairs. Congratulations. That's Fleetwood Mac. Go your own way, that's right. To go to. I hope you have a GNT. Hey! Thank you. Fitch Leedes and Spar. Spend the night with me and take you to Amobia. I hope you got the face that's feeling. Alright. Thank you. Spar and Fitch Leedes. Oh, that's my favorite little part. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next week, in fact, on Saturday we have the Teachers Day this week. So, and Mandy Fairs, there we go. Thank you very much, Mandy Fairs. Our teachers, we are thanking the teachers. We're going to get all the principals. I want as many principals as we can get online, saying thank you to the teachers and telling us a little bit about the schools that they represent. That we're absolutely fantastic. We want all of them on Saturday. We're going to have a party. All right. Thank you. We'll see you on Saturday. Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your mental. Have a Gino shot.